Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Kerbal Space Program. I have decided that leave orbit for now. We did get orbit on the last episode, it just wasn't stable. I think we did make it once around this marble, but instead we're going to try to do some of these contracts, get money up, get research up, get new parts unlocked, and that should make our life easier in the long run. So we're going to test our radial decoupler in flight over Kerbin from 1,000 to 4,000 meters. Speed is actually very tolerant, which is nice, and this seems completely doable. So let's start with the vehicle assembly building. We probably, I mean, you could build a space plane for this, I'm sure. But I'm also kind of thinking, what if we build the world's worst plane instead? So I want to build a plane attached to a rocket. And this is not smart, but you kind of get the idea. So here's what I'm going to do. We don't have anything, like we don't have fuselages, we just have girders. So it's not like, oh, I don't know how aerodynamic girders are is the thing. It's like the world's worst paper airplane. But what I was thinking, you know, is what if you built like, this is never gonna work. I'm just gonna tell you that right off the bat. There's no chance this is gonna work, but it might be sort of funny. We do not use girders for this. You need engines regardless. Okay, just scrap that idea. We're gonna give ourselves like very, very small fuel tanks, like a couple of these, and then like one small liquid, it doesn't matter. One of these, basically. And then I want a radial decoupler. We want this to be able to fly as well. So, I mean, first off, let's not be an idiot. We don't need a parachute. Sorry, we do need a parachute. We don't need a heat shield. So we'll put a regular old decoupler here. I really should just get this done as quickly as possible in a way that works, but I also want to not, if possible, kill all of my astronauts simultaneously doing this stupid, you know, non-governmental contract here. So this is what we're gonna fly. It's not gonna be impressive, but this is the flying part of the space plane, even though it's highly unaerodynamic and it looks like the wings are gonna shear off. Hopefully that's not the case. And then we're just gonna put like a radial decoupler. Well, we'll put two radial decouplers on either side. And then we'll put like the smallest solid fuel booster on them. So it's just gonna go up to space. Well, not up to space. It's gonna go like 1,000 meters up. And then we're gonna decouple. And then we're gonna pivot. And we're just gonna fly. And then we're gonna land and recover. And you know what? We might as well, I haven't been doing very well with this lately, we might as well throw some mystery goo on here as well. Try to get some research value out of it. Although I doubt there's much to do. This is going to be called, this is the, what was the name of that airplane? The Concorde. Because it's going to be, pretty much everywhere, it is going to be fast. So I don't expect this to work too well, but I've said that every time, and we've rarely had a ship explode on the launch pad. So we're going to throttle up. That's way too fast. All right. We're not quite 1,000 meters up. And we're not going to get there. So, no, this is recoverable. This is recoverable. Throttles up. Stay on target. Release. You never fired the other engine. Good night, sweet prince. Not my finest moment. Space. I look at it gives you quit to menu. I don't know, like, did we officially lose that astronaut now by doing what I did right there? We did. Okay, so you know what? I think it's fair. I think we should just accept that I made a mistake and start to live with our mistakes, because otherwise we're never gonna make progress. Yeah, you know what? Warp to next morning. This is a terrible decision. Well, the next morning should be like a few hours away, right? It's not like we're losing money in the process, I think. 5 a.m. is morning? Sweet. This is exactly what it looks like at 4 a.m. every day. So I'm gonna go back to the launch pad. Wait, not launch pad yet. Not launch pad yet. Vehicle assembly buildings. We had a problem. We didn't the decoupling was not done properly. Why did you not fire? It should go like you fire, decouple. Oh. You fire, decouple. You fire, decouple parachute. I think. If we lose another astronaut this time, we might call it quits. But I think until this point, I've been like just being in a sandbox, which is okay. So oh no, I don't ever want to turn on sticky keys. Thank you. Valentina, I'm gonna put SAS on. Don't die on this one. I don't want to hire another pilot. Okay, so we're going straight up, straight on till morning, like Blues Traveler. You're gonna decouple. Then you're gonna pivot. That's less of a pivot and more of a we're all gonna die. See, here's the thing. Yeah, okay. And now fly. Oh my God. I've done it. Look, is it the... Let's go to that island over there. We're not going to have enough fuel to get to that. I'll just tell you that straight up. But look at this, dude. We actually, like... Oh, we want to go the other way. SAS off. Oh, yeah, just throw in a little tumble there. What could be greater than Golf with a Gator? This is a surprising landmark. Right there. In my Kerbal Space life. I can now sort of fly. You think we can land this one like Elon Musk style? No, what we should actually do is burn off like all of our fuel so that when we land we don't immediately explode. And we've got a much gentler approach now. Let's go up to speed 4. We completed our contract. That stuff's going down. We complete... Oh, wait, the mystery goo, dude. I put it on the other part of the thing, so we didn't get any science out of the mystery goo. But look at that. We launched a rocket, dropped a plane off of the rocket, and then flew the plane without dying. I wouldn't say that it was a gentle flight, but that's pretty nice. Landed up here. Good work, team. That's it, right? Like, we're done. Recover vessel. That should be experience as far as I'm concerned. 0 science, apparently. We got some money back. Our crew got no... Why does my crew get no XP gain is the question that I find myself asking. But that's a contract complete, dude. Test the decoupler in flight over Kerbin. No problem. Okay. Let's try some more of those. These are all in orbit. Test Rocco Max brand decoupler at the launch site. Be at the launch site and decouple. We get like almost no money, almost no science for this. But I kind of think, sure, we'll take on this one. And I want to give this a shot because I think this is teaching me valuable skills at the very least. So let's scrap this. And let's open like a ship that we know is okay. Like the Tomopod. Well, the Rukapod Mark 1. Load that bad boy in here. Look at this. It's like a little baby. But that's no problem, because what we're going to do here is very simple. We're just going to construct, like, girders. I don't know if this is how you do it, by the way, but we're going to put, like, some radial decouplers on the side here. Like this. And then we're going to put some girders. This is all just going off of, like, my own belief of how this should work. So I have no idea if this is correct. But it seems to me like we could use this to build like a launch apparatus instead of always having our ships launch. Wow, that is not how we want that to look. Instead of always having our ships launch by like sitting on the launch pad. Can you just connect properly? You know what? It looks hideous, but I'm going to go with it. So step 1 is the radial decoupler, and I actually want step 2, or sorry, like I want the liquid fuel engines to come right at that same moment. Yeah, no, I know. I completed the contract. Thank you. So we're going to save this and try to launch it, but I don't know. This is like miscellaneous contract work to get money up so we can hire another astronaut to replace Jebediah. So, I mean, in theory, this works. Is this a liquid fuel engine? It is. So let's throttle up to maximum. SAS on. Contract complete. He's done it. So we'll wait till our engines are done here. Which they are. Eject them. And then observe mystery goo. Keep data. Why is the parachute coming out from... Oh, because we're ascending upwards. That seems like a bad idea for us here. We still have the solid fuel booster attached to us. Ah, yeah, we didn't put a decoupler here. Okay, well... We'll probably live. Tell you what. Once we slow down, I'm pretty sure that we're not going to land on our nose. Told you. So I don't know if this is going to be better or worse for recovery, but it's not like we can do anything about it now. They lived! It destroyed the engine, but they lived. They landed on top of a big fuel tank, so I'm going to take that as a huge W here. Ooh, okay. 0 science earned. We need to get new parts or like get science up in orbit or something. It's very clear. All right, so we actually might have lost money by completing that contract. What do you mean? Oh, that's probably the wrong brand of decoupler. The Rockomax decoupler. Dang it. Still, we learned something in the process. What kind of decoupler is that? We don't have a Rocco. Oh, we do have a Rocco brand decoupler. Well, geez, I don't know what the heck we're supposed to do with this. Get out of here, you stupid girders. Okay, well, I mean, obvious. What the? That's too large, dude. This decoupler is too large. Can we even attach, like, anything to this? What in the world is this? That's the game plan. Yeah, okay. No. Nothing fits the size of this awful thing. But we only need to test it at the launch pad. So, okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. We only need to test it at the launch pad. So we could actually just have, and I'm not suggesting this is necessarily the right outcome, but what if we just had this on a base, and then we attached, like, some girders to the bottom of it? I'm skeptical that this has any chance to work. But I think maybe you can, like, sort of see where I'm coming from here. Like, I have no idea how this is connected to this. But basically, okay, yeah. Decouple and then fire the engine. No, don't fire the engine and then decouple. Decouple, fire the engine simultaneously. And then, like, what are you? You're a fuel tank and a liquid fuel engine, I think. So then we'll just throw, like, a decoupler. No, not a Rocco Max brand decoupler. That's ridiculous. You see the size of this thing? So we've created like a Stargate or something like that. I don't know, dude. This scares me. Do we have a parachute on this thing? It's a very Kerbal sentence to say, I think. Alright, so, like, step 1 is the decoupling. No. Cancel flight. Cancel flight. That's not correct. I had my sequencing all wrong. I'm glad I noticed that. This decoupler is up here. Decouple and fire the engines. Then decouple and parachute. Launch it. Clear the launch pad. Valentina being our only astronaut, it's a very scary situation for her. This may work. 3, T-minus 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. And look at that. We completed our contract, like, immediately. Is it just me, or was that, like, the best launch we've ever had? So, again, the mystery goo does, like, actually nothing for us. I'm just flying until I start to come back down towards the surface. And, what happens if you reset the canister? Nothing. Okay. So we're not quite headed down to the surface yet. Still rising. Now we are headed down to the surface. I think we will eject our fuel. Go to speed 4. I'm very concerned that that engine is going to land on top of us. By the way, that flight was no SAS. Not saying I'm the greatest pilot of all time or anything like that. I'm just suggesting that, okay. We did not get hit by our own fuel, so that's a good start. This thing is going to land just fine. And we're learning a little bit about the basics of flight and space travel, like 6 episodes in here. Not space travel, I suppose, but mostly flight. Like, that launch actually seems kind of okay, even though I have no idea if that's what it's actually meant to be used for. So we made a little money, got a little science, not from here, but from completing the objective. 1 XP gained, she's done it. Wait, Jebediah? I thought you died. Jebediah, I thought you died. I guess maybe I reverted, or you were just in the hospital. I don't know. You did explode, and it said you died. Joke's on me, I guess. We're running through these contracts now. Okay. Test Juno. Ooh, ferry 2 tourists from their to their destination and back. There is no chance. There's no chance. That's a level 1. Sean's Cannery. Get it? Sean Connery. Pretty funny. We could definitely test the Juno basic engine in flight over Kerbin, assuming we own the Juno basic engine. I'm looking. Oh, we need 45 research points. to get a Juno basic engine? I was so stunned you turned me into a late 80s Keanu Reeves. Dude, we were getting science like crazy at the bat, and now we are not. So I think the next step is creating a stable orbit around Kerbin and trying to complete that contract. So let's load up, don't save. Let's load up the Eddie Murphy's 2008, no. Let's load up Exorbitant, because this is what hit orbit for us last time. It's very, very close to the weight limit. I don't think we need as much fuel as we have. But I think if we fly this properly, we can make it to orbit. And by orbit, I mean Norbit. I'm gonna give it a shot. You know, we learned a little bit last time. We don't have to fly it perfectly, I'm sure. Let's look at our... get these contracts out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, I know. Garbage. Garbage. What do you mean none contracts? Don't start with me. So SAS on, fuel's definitely. I mean, the first stage is solid fuel boosters. So that's at maximum anyway. SAS off actually. We're just gonna pitch in whatever way they'll allow us to pitch. And I think honestly, this is a perfect vector. Just hold it here. I know that the heading is supposed to be 90 degrees, not 265 degrees, but 265 degrees is just 90 degrees in the opposite direction, probably. Good. Okay, I wasn't paying attention, but we did manage to make this work, which is nice. You know what? Let's try to spare our fuel a little bit. The original tutorial had said that 300 meters per second is an acceptable level. So what do we want to do? Save fuel by keeping the throttle as low as possible. I do feel like I'm bending more. Mr. Buzz Aldrin, my gravity turn's getting a little too strong here, I think, is the problem. So we're using, like, too much fuel. And moving like almost exactly horizontally. Like you can see that we're slowly getting closer to the horizon here. So our apoapsis is at 28,000 and not rising that well. So I'd like to pitch up slightly. And drastically lower fuel consumption. Apoapsis is now at 33,000 meters. Why are you dipping? There you go. That's where I want you to be. 34,000 meters. We need the apoapsis to be higher. It's not rising fast enough. So I'm going to do a burn like straight up for 1 second. Let's say 3 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. We're gonna shift up just a little bit here. Apoapsis is at 40,000 feet and rising. We're approaching it very quickly. We gotta do another burn. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and cut. 45,000. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and cut. That was more like a 5 Mississippi. There we are, 57,000. We're using so much fuel to get this done that I don't think we have much of a chance to make it here. But I'll tell you what, let's do like a 3-second burn again. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay. The idea is we're at 70,000. That's where we want to be. So we're going to cut throttle. And then we're going to orient ourselves parallel to the horizon. I don't know if this is the right marker, by the way. It's basically... Maybe we want to be, like, on the horizon. Like, right there. Like, we're going to be at apoapsis, on the horizon, still pointed away from Kerbin. We're about to hit apoapsis, so we just throttle up. And this vector is extending like crazy, dude. I think we're going to run out of fuel. We definitely ran out of fuel. That was just a bad flight, basically. I mean, we're definitely going to crash down to Kerbin here, so I'm just going to speed up, like, real quick. Eject. And we're going to use SAS to position ourselves so we don't die on orbit. And the idea is at least we can recover here. And, hey, I mean, this is still a big leap forward for me, is that I can successfully launch a ship, have a chance to get it to orbit, lose a little money in the process, but we'll just deposit that trash in the Gobi Desert where it belongs, and our astronauts actually live when they come back. But orbit is not guaranteed with this ship. No question about it. I don't like the tilt on this, admittedly, but we basically made it through the hard part. Ooh, okay. Let's go to speed 1. Because this is not looking super good. Trying to put us in the proper orientation here so that the heat shield, I don't know. The heat shield seems to like mostly be doing its job, so I mean, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. That was me disengaging the parachute. We'll land, we'll probably recover no science. I'm gonna put some science on this bad boy. We're gonna try to fly it a few more times, because I know that it's just my flying skills that need practice, and I hope that there's some value to seeing that on camera, from an entertainment standpoint at least. We have, the first like 5 episodes, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Now we've learned the rules of engagement, you know? I can complete contracts, even if it's only predominantly the bad ones. Or the simple ones. And I can get to space, reach a fairly high apoapsis, and then come back down. Not that that's necessarily incredibly important, but I can make progress now. Now, get some science from space so that we can get more parts here. No XP gain. It seems fair. So let's go back to, we're going to do one more launch here, with basically exactly the same ship, but maybe like some fixes. So we want some mystery goo. We're very close to maximum. If I can fit... No. That takes us so barely over maximum that I'm actually a little mad. Are you kidding me? So we can only put 2 of these on? Each one's like half a ton? How much mystery goo is in these? We're literally 1/1000th of a ton underweight. Or in the proper weight, I suppose. What if, like, I know that this makes no sense. We've had some problems with pivoting, though. What if we move these wings up here? I believe that if we pointed ourselves in the right direction, we could save a lot more fuel, and thus, if we had maybe one more winglet would give us, or one more fin rather, would give us a genuine chance. I regret everything. Cut the throttle. Disengage. You're gonna live. You're gonna live, Jebediah. I'm sorry, Jebediah, you have passed away. So this was user error. I'm gonna revert to launch. Jebediah can't go out like that, man. That was such a... Just put SAS on, you freaking so-and-so. So we know the ship is gonna fly fine. I tried to get way too much of a curve going on it. So 100 meters SAS off. And then SAS on immediately. Why is this so unbalanced now? No. It's the fins at the top is not doing us any favors, I think. I don't think it's the goo. I know that, like, it is asymmetrical and could induce some drag, but... That's why I wanted, like... trilateral symmetry. Or radial symmetry, rather. Because instead we got this, weird, like, semi-pseudo... synergy that I don't respect. I'm not letting Jebediah die due to obvious engineering failures on my part. So SAS keeps us straight ahead. Turn it off. Turn ever so slightly. We're gonna disengage engines soon. And then we're gonna keep ourselves right around 300 meters per second, I think. SAS on, please. Thank you. That was a little dicey. I'm not sure if this is any better from a fuel standpoint when you're within the Earth's atmosphere to not burn the fuel like crazy. Like, it actually seems a lot worse to me to do things this way. At least in terms of the results we've had. So we're gonna go way, way down here. We can basically cut engine until we hit 300. Apoapsis is 32,000 meters right now. We want to keep our heading. I think our heading is relatively acceptable right now. We want to get apoapsis around 70,000. It's going to take us a while to get there. We're not using very much fuel, though. We're also not getting apoapsis very high. Or high very quickly. But admittedly, we are using, like, no fuel in the process. So maybe there's something to be said about this approach right now. I wanted to go faster, but, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. So we're going to go speed 2. Just worry that we're going to hit apoapsis before it gets high enough. Better, but worse from a fuel standpoint. It's the trade-off, I suppose. Yeah, as I get below, like, 50% fuel, I'm like, I don't know if I see this one working. I think I need to burn straight up a little faster. Like, I don't think we can use a 50,000 meter apoapsis to get around the surface. I think we can try 60, but I doubt it. The game recommends 80, by the way. It's the tutorial I saw online that recommends 70. This seems like a really good way to go to space and then come back down. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to aim at the ground and miss, as the case may be. So you know what? I'm gonna scrap this. Get out of here. We're gonna. I mean, this is gonna be a little bit of a longer episode. Leaving. Okay. Well, revert flight. We'll go back to vehicle assembly. I wanna get to orbit. Get out of here, exorbitant. Here's how we're gonna do this. Command pod. Several of these, but hopefully we'll need less than before. And then this engine. Don't be an idiot, okay? There's some things you need. Parachute, heat shield, which is always, I forget, but in temperature, surprise. And decouplers. which are in coupling. The show that your friends will tell you is the British version of Friends, but it's like actually better. I don't just watch it just because it's British, I promise. Okay, and then we got mass remaining. Each one of these things is 7 freaking tons. So we can only put 2 of these on the ship. But I think the ship will be lighter, and this might actually give us a chance. So we're gonna go... I mean, maybe we should learn from our mistakes and go for... Why are you not where I'm putting you? You know what I mean? Am I losing it? Because this is an engine, maybe? We can't put it there? We put a decoupler under it. Okay. Hear me out here. Basically, I want to put, like, radial decouplers up here. We can't put 3 of them. 3 of them is just too much. 2 of them is too much. Dang it. Well, this is... I'm just building exactly the same rocket now. Like, get these out of here. Or, no, rather than get them out of here, go to, like, quadrilateral symmetry. Like so. And then, how much do each of these weigh? 3 tons. This is 12 tons of goodness. It's too heavy. It's very slightly too heavy. I mean, the thrust on this is going to be ridiculous. But I don't know if this is the best way to get to space, is to just strap like 100,000 things onto the ship and see if you can make it go, right? Well, I'll tell you what. Triple symmetry. It's a very light ship. We're trying like the opposite of what we've done before. Which is, this is like not that much more powerful. In fact, it might be like a lot worse in terms of its power. It's just that it happens to be a lot less heavy. I don't know if that really gives us much value. So it fires these, decouples, fires this. Decouples, fires, we don't need a decoupler at the bottom anymore. Get out of here. Saves us a little mass. There's no way this thing works. It doesn't make sense. I don't buy it. Decouple and then parachute? Is that what we want? How much weight do we have left here? 15 tons. Okay, so here's how we solve all of our problems. As many other fuel tanks as we can get. With no radial decoupler. Get the radial decouplers out of here. 6 tons. Each one of these is more than... less than 7 tons. I've built exactly the same ship. This is the problem with my brain, is that I'm like, okay, let's try to do something completely different. And I just do it, like, literally exactly the same way. Because it should have worked! This is the same ship. Except it's just slightly heavier. Come on. 1 ton too heavy? You insult me when you do this. Well, because my problem is I want to make a ship that has a ton of fuel. So I want to put it straight up in the atmosphere and then have that be that. But we can't do it easily. What if... Okay, this is my new game plan here. We can only have 1 of those. I'm almost just like messing around at this point. Like I don't expect this to work too well. It's 3 tons. How many tons is this? 11 tons. So we got a few more tons to work with here. We could actually... Okay, put the engine on. I got an idea. Decouple it, of course. Hear me out. I mean, that's essentially, this is what I'm trying to do, but not with triple symmetry, with bilateral symmetry. Can we put this ship into orbit? It's very slightly too heavy. But you see, I mean, I'm assuming this is not going to be the most aerodynamic piece of garbage that's ever existed. But perhaps I'm having some problems with construction. Perhaps you see my point. Okay, let's just get something done here. If we're gonna probably kill one of our astronauts, we might as well do it in an expedited fashion. So you have 4 of those. The swivel might even be better. These are reliable. This is swivel. Swivel's better than reliable, probably, right? I mean, I doubt it's the engine that's been causing us all these problems. Remember, Tony Stark made this in a cave with a box of scraps. 15 tons. Now, you know what this gives us a lot of room for? Winglets, which I freaking 18 times symmetry here. Look at that October sky. Okay, so solid fuel booster. I don't think that's going to get us that high up. Decouple. Fire this engine, decouple parachutes. Very simple. I don't buy it, to be honest with you. Even these weigh a ton. Everything weighs a ton here. Science. Science? Science. Everyone's going, oh god, he's actually lost it. Geez, I don't know about putting 6 of these on the front, but sure, dude. Let's give this a shot. I'm very sorry, Valentina or Jebediah, for what's about to happen. I've lost my mind. SAS should probably be on for this. With your feet on the air and your head on the ground. No, we're accelerating so slowly. We need more thrust. Admittedly, the fuel lasts forever. Or quite a long time, at least. But how much of our acceleration is wasted accelerating the fuel that we're using to accelerate? You know what I mean? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Exactly. It lasted longer than I thought it would. So this is where I start to fear for the amount of fuel that we have left. Apoapsis is at 31,000 meters. We're trying to keep our speed around 300, remember? Seems like this is, I mean, too fast, but I don't know. I'm almost, I mean, we don't have very much fuel, but I am surprised at the ability of this to work. And remember, like, the second part of this was basically to try to get some science. 49,000. We got a little bit more time. Definitely do not jettison heat shield. So if we do this and live and get some science, I think I'm a happy camper. Okay, I think we've gotten all of them. Yeah. Apoapsis 61,000. So we're gonna cut it at 70, and it's gonna be close. Like, we're not gonna have very much fuel to make this burn. So we're gonna try to cut it like exactly at 70. 68, 69, 70. Pretty close. Okay. We got like 40% of our fuel left. We're going to turn off SAS. Orient ourselves. I mean, we should orient ourselves in the direction that we're already traveling. What is purple marker? What is purple marker? Yeah, there you go. Hold on, pause. Purple marker KSP. This is going to the official forums. It points to the Kerbal Space Center. Alternatively, if you're within 50 kilometers of some other craft or piece of debris in orbit, it'll help you find that. Well, here's our chance, I guess. We should burn. What have I done to this map? Yeah, we stand no chance to make it. So clearly my orbiting mechanics need some work. What if we like re-observe the mystery goo here? See if it gives us more scientific value from being in space. Look at that. Recovery plus 10 science, dude. This is what we needed. So we'll do this quickly. I don't know if we get plus 10 science from all of these. But if we do, we should take advantage of that. So I'm just resetting them all so that we know which ones we have and have not gone to. So spaceflight, not necessarily my strong suit, although we've become fairly decent at it, I think, and well, fairly decent at surviving it at least. And now we will jettison, George jettison, and make Jebediah Kerbal throw up. Hope that we don't lose our scientific experiments during re-entry, which actually has me very concerned, to be honest with you. Try to come in at the flushest angle conceivable and just speed it up. Then we got high apple pie in the sky hopes here. Our apoapsis was relatively, or our approach was relatively straight up and straight down, which is extremely good for our heat shield. But I do worry about all this science stuff. Maybe this is why we should be transmitting science instead, but... Come on, science junk. We're gonna make it. Under 20,000, it starts to... I start to expect it to peter out. Look at that. We're landing. We got science. We got new mats. Disengage the parachute, or engage the parachute rather, and we should land just fine here. The mystery goo is going to be destroyed, but dude, 40 science basically allows us to get a whole new series of contracts that I can actually complete and hopefully advance my life somewhat here in Kerbal Space Program, which admittedly, I'm not sure if I've been the glowing endorsement of greatness so far. Maybe, maybe not. Bit of a longer episode, without a doubt, but nothing wrong with that. Baby, we landed. Recover vessel. Science, please. At least 10. I don't know if we'll get 60 for 10 times each of the mystery goo containers, but we got 13 science. That's something, dude. We didn't lose much money. No XP gain, but that's life. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Remember, I'm backlogging here, so I'm doing a lot of tutorials on the side, admittedly, and trying to learn on my own as best as I can. But I look forward to reading your comments when I get back. Just have tolerance for some suboptimal play until then, which I'm sure you will if you've been watching the channel for a long time, because it's kind of my bread and butter. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and again, Thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time.